SpaceX has cemented itself as one of the most influential companies in the world, revolutionizing itself from satellite communications to space travel. The company's valuation has surged to eye-popping levels, making it one of the most valuable private firms on the planet and fueling renewed interest from investors.
It is certainly hard to believe that a little company that started in a warehouse in El Segundo is now going public for with the largest IPO that ever. And let me tell you, if people had told me this was going to happen, I was like, man, you must be smoking some really good crack, because I think this company's going to fail. We want to be able to take anyone who wants to go to the moon, anyone who wants to go to Mars, or anyone in the solar system, and maybe beyond the solar system at some point. We want to be able to take you there. Not just a few astronauts. I mean you. And I'm confident at this point that with the incredible team that we have here at SpaceX, that we will do that for you.
But with the company now in the spotlight, questions are being raised about whether its market value is supported by its financial performance and what risks investors should keep in mind. I'm now joined by Brendan Caldwell, director of Caldwell Securities Limited, to help us make sense of the numbers and what they mean for investors. Brendan, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, and thank you for having the two lead-in stories be about plane crashes, because it seems potentially apropos. Let's do this.
Well, I want to start, just for our viewers, what exactly is SpaceX and why did it go public now?
Well, so SpaceX is a bit of a misnomer because it's actually a mishmash of a whole bunch of different everything that isn't Tesla, Elon Musk companies. So it is SpaceX. It is the company that took 80% of all the payloads up into space last year. It is Starlink. It is X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. It's XAI. It's a whole bunch of things rolled into one, and that's been taken public. Why now? Because the time to get the money is not is when you can get it. And right now, the market is at or near all-time highs. There have been a dearth. There's been a very few initial public offerings. There has been huge hype and around AI, which is actually most of what this money is actually going to be spent on, the 75-odd billion dollars that was raised. And most of it's going to be invested in AI infrastructure. So it's being done now, not because the company's ready for prime time necessarily, but because the money is available and available at a considerable valuation. Really quite impressive.
And Brendan, what are investors actually paying for? Because right now, some people are saying that SpaceX numbers aren't actually adding up.
Well, you heard Mr. Musk in his halted speech there about how it's to infinity and beyond. He may as well have said, like straight out of Toy Story, that we're going to be taking not just millionaires and billionaires, but you beyond the solar system. Hey, and I am very much in favor, because it's a very strange thing that just before I was born, they landed on the moon. And by the time my little brother was born, we'd stopped. That we'd actually stopped being interested in space as a species. So that he's reigniting interest in space, absolutely, all in favor, all for it. And the premise, though, is that the economy of space is going to need to be bigger than the economy of this planet for the valuation of SpaceX to make sense in the years to come. Because at the moment, investors are buying into a dream. They're buying into the dream of people on the moon, people on Mars, space colonies, AI in space. What could possibly go wrong? About mirrors sending energy back to space, and about all these things that could be and might be. But even the most terrestrial challenges, business ideas, are harder and more difficult. And to borrow from Matt Damon in space is not forgiving. It does not cooperate. So I think it's worth investors pausing for a moment and realizing that they are buying into a dream. I think a worthwhile dream that'll probably be good for humanity, but there aren't the numbers to back it up.
And if the financials don't justify it, what's driving the SpaceX valuation?
It's Elon. He is the CEO and has control of two of the 10 largest market capitalization companies on the face of the earth. At present, SpaceX is actually worth more than Tesla. Actually, it's nestled somewhere in between, I think, Meta and Amazon in terms of valuations. And the other companies in the more than $1 trillion category in terms of a market valuation for the company are trading at order of magnitude 30 times earnings. The exception being Tesla, which is trading at, I think, roughly 375 times earnings. But that looks like a deal compared to SpaceX, which at present has no earnings. I think it's trading at roughly, if I'm not mistaken, 10 times revenue. I think that's the number. So I might even actually off by orders of magnitude, but it's trading at large multiples to revenue and to infinity and beyond when it comes to its multiples to earnings. So people are buying into a dream, and it may be fulfilled. The economy of space may be amazing, and I hope it will be, because I do think that notwithstanding the challenges we have on this planet, humanity has been at its best, at its worst, but also at its best when it has strived toward a common goal, when we've tried to achieve, create, build something that's bigger than ourselves, where we have dreams, where we have stories, we have narratives, and whatever else he may be good at, Mr. Musk is extremely good at those narratives. And he has delivered some very cool cars in their time, state of the art. He is taking more into space than everybody else combined. So he's not only good at delivering stories, but also delivering on those stories. But he's going to have to deliver an awful lot to make the SpaceX valuation worthwhile in the next few years.
Well, and when it comes to SpaceX, Elon Musk controls the votes. Do you think that should worry investors? We have about a minute left.
Oh, well, I think it goes both ways. I think that some investors may be worried, but some investors may buy into it because Elon Musk controls the votes. They're buying into the Elon story. They're buying into the man, the mission, moon, the Mars, and beyond. If anybody else controlled the company, it would be to them like somebody taking over from Steve Jobs, which happened once to Apple's demise. Tim Cook did a better job the second time somebody took over from Steve Jobs. But it's like Steve Jobs was to Apple, Elon Musk is to these two companies, both to Tesla and to SpaceX. So I don't think there's a market of investors that should be concerned, but there's also a market for investors that want that and nothing but that.
Well, Brendan, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Theresa.